Oh, hello. What's up, guys? If you are watching this after the live stream, we're having the big battle between 177 and 153, two big super states, so it's definitely gonna be interesting. If you are live, welcome to the live stream. As usual, 10 minutes before the battle starts, we're gonna go through the typical mic test. But in the meantime, we're also looking at the big states. If you're asking yourself why I'm not talking loud, it's because, well, you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. But this battle is definitely going to be interesting with these guys. They have some really big castles. Both sides are strong. That's not even a question. The question is who's stronger, or more importantly, who's more experienced. Because I think both sides have the numbers and the power, but it's more about the execution. Welcome to the live stream, guys. We have 8 minutes till it starts. If you're asking yourself why I'm not shouting, it's because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so I have people around me sleeping, but I can still talk and I can still see you guys chatting, so leave your comments in the chat and we can talk about it. This is looking pretty good, actually. I'm very curious to see. I mean, the start is the same with every state. They all build up their defense with farms and everything. They all are strong. They all have a lot of castle. The question is who's gonna execute better on it. And I played against 153. I've played against 177. They're both very active during the kill events. They're both very strong, very populated. But throne battles are a totally different matter than just kill events. The typical question on my live stream. Can you hear me? Is everything alright with everything? Oh, I just realized the game isn't alright. Why is it always happening? There we go, thank you. This is why I kind of dread live streams, because every single time I try to do a live stream, there's something happening. The good part about it is the fact that I bought myself a new webcam. Ta-ta! Which means I won't have problems with the video part. The microphone was always fine. The bigger question is what the hell keeps happening with everything else. So can anybody confirm in the chat if you can hear me well, if you can see everything on the screen, if you can see me, if you can see the game and all that, just to confirm everything before the battle starts, so I don't just, you know, mic is a little low, or is my voice really low? Let me boost that up a bit. 1 2 1 2. Because for example, for Pablo, this is 10-11 o'clock in the night. For me, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, so people are sleeping, you know. I literally got out of bed to do this live stream. I didn't actually know about it. I was busy all week, so I didn't catch all the whatever happened in Rise of Empires lately. Good to hear that it's it's refreshing to hear some good news about this live stream. So the bigger question is, who do you guys think is going to win this battle, or is anybody actually gonna take the throne of the other one? Because I think 177 and 153 are kind of the same. I mean, I didn't feel any big difference between the states when I faced them in 119. So I don't know. As I said before, throne battles are a totally different experience than anything else in the game. It doesn't matter how strong or highly populated you are, or active. When it comes to throne battles, is a totally different thing. And all these farms, if nobody's managing them, the moment the battle starts, they're gonna disappear, and well, then it just goes back to whoever kicks more ass. And in 153, again, big castles, farms in the mud. I see they did put a lot of effort on the outside of the mud, which is also important, because that further limits your enemies. But trying to find the people that are reinforcing. He looks good. Probably a reinforcer. Damn. 3 million. Not bad, not bad. Republic War Union. The question is, this is a farm, right? Yeah. So you have main. This farm. Yeah. Also a farm. Okay. Makes more sense now. I was gonna say they have too many main castles in the mud, but they're just farms with skins on them. So, place your bets. 2 minutes left till the battle starts. Who takes the throne? Or does anybody take the throne? I would say... I would say nobody takes the throne, to be fair. But one thing's for sure, I do believe it's gonna be a bloodbath. They're both really strong states, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna take that away from them, but they're not that experienced. Neither 153 or 177, so I don't know. All I'm expecting is a lot of castle hits and a big kill event score, but not much left out of it. 1 minute. More exactly, 42 seconds. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, stalemate. They're definitely gonna delete all the farms, they're gonna hit each other and stuff like that, but I don't think neither of these states have what it takes to take the other guy's throne. Does anybody know exactly who declared throne battle, or was this agreed on both sides? Because I'm kind of expecting that 177 wanted a throne battle. I'm gonna get a lot of notification from 119, by the way, up here, because my main castle is still in 119. Alright, let's see what's happening here. They're attacking the main castles. Yeah, at this point, the first thing that should happen, you should see dragons and attacks running on the farms. I see one there. a lot of okay, here also. So in 153 they're starting. Let me check 177. This is a farm, okay. Was expecting a bit more boom at the start, but well, here we go. This is what you want to see when a throne battle starts. The moment it starts, you should have all the little castles that anyway cannot contribute with fighting doing this. Because the faster you delete all those farms, the harder it makes it for the enemy to replace all of those spots in the same time. And it just creates chaos in the entire organization. It takes a really organized state to deal with this type of an attack here. So till now I would give it to 153 when it comes to how they're acting, where 177 just went like a bulldog and just went mostly on main attacks, where here you can see that the objective is clear: delete all the farms, make it impossible for them to occupy them back. But again, this is the beginning. Let's see where it goes. Let me check the kill event in my 330. Not bad. Whoever gets this kill event by us, by the way, takes the week. So let's see how that goes. 330 really scored some good points this week. All respect to them. Deleted. I mean, when it comes to how you deal with the farms, it depends a lot on how many castles you have. If you have a lot of low-level castles in your state, then it's much better to just attack the farms. I mean, yeah, they are exposed to being attacked, but who cares? They're low castles. But you get rid of the farms much faster than if you cast dragons. But if not, then you definitely want to be using dragons because you don't want to waste your stamina on the farms. Okay, let's check on 153. I'm trying to click the march. They're going for the throne, okay. They're having high hopes. So the plan of 177 was to directly go for the throne. I see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They are going full out. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I take it back. But this is what happens when you don't have enough castles defending your throne. Because all of those castles are currently open to be attacked and pretty much raped. And second of all, even if they do take the throne, it doesn't mean nothing because the trebuchets are still, like, nobody's contesting the trebuchets, and your throne means absolutely nothing because without the trebuchets you're not advancing the occupation. So I like the strategy from 177 of just mass going for the throne, but that's not enough to get you the throne. How are the castles looking? Pretty fine. Farms wise, They have 1, 2, 3. They did zero out some farms, but nothing drastic. I think 153 did a better job to 177 when it comes to farms. And they didn't manage to take the throne either with all those initial attacks. So, this is the bigger problem. They went for the all eggs in one basket strategy where you just go for the throne. The who. Okay, at least they're going for the trebuchets now. Throne is still the same. Bumblebee. Our Bumblebee. I'm trying to figure out all the alliances of who's who. So RVU. Let me check the who. Is the who from these guys? Okay, so Fizz is from 177. I just don't understand why is nobody attacking these castles? Are there... Okay, this guy's here for the dragons with 3. Can you open 2 screens like one? I could, but probably something's gonna go wrong. So, and if I'm not mistaken, you need 2 accounts to do that, and I only have logging for 1. I think it would, at least for this stream, it would be too much. So I'm just gonna do the typical sweep swap, because in all fairness, there's not much happening that you need to see both of them, at least from my opinion. So, as I said, 153 did a much better job when it comes to deleting the farms from the very start, which gives you a much better position to contest the trebuchets and the throne and attack their main castles. So, from my opinion, 153 is having the advantage here. IMS. IMS. So Empire is this guy, right? Yeah. Well, shouts or attacks, it doesn't matter. As long as you delete those farms from the very beginning. The faster you deal with them, the more chaos you create to your enemy. And 177, by the looks of it, their strategies just hit everything that moves. The question is who's gonna get it, who's gonna have it better, the people that are just attacking the moving parts or the people that try to use a strategy, like getting a better position or deorganizing your enemy and so on. They did delete farms here, I'm not saying, but not to the extent that 153 did. And this place is 10 minutes long, so 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes long, 8 minutes. So all of these are pretty fresh, where if I go to 177, you have 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and this is next to the trebuchet. So yeah, there's no doubt about it. The first thing you want to do, especially if you encounter a state that build a farm defense, is to delete those farms from the very beginning of the kill event. Because the faster you deal with that, the faster you're gonna get a better position to deal with everything else. It only takes 2-3 attacks to delete a farm or a few shouts. So, I mean, look at this. Clean. And they went full out. Camouflaged enemy. They still didn't take the throne. Or did they? Nope, just 153. 46. And this one is at 52. So yeah, till now it kind of looks like we agreed on the fact that this is just gonna get to a point where everybody just takes the throne and they just wasted all their speed ups and troops for absolutely no reason at all. Then I might be wrong, but till now it looks like it, because neither of these states has anything mega superior to the other state. Trying to look at the main castles that are there for the trebuchets, in which this guy's getting burned and targeted, I see. This guy's also getting burned. You look like a big guy. Kratos. We're in 153. Did they take it? No. This is a farm. Untouched. Still a farm. Untouched. Farm. We have no main castle at this trebuchets. What the fuck? Farm. Farm. Untouched. Like literally all the main castles that are defending it, or that are there for the trebuchets in 153 are untouched, where 177 is burning. So if we're gonna look at who's advancing way more at the moment, is 153. They already wiped out the farms. They already dealt damage to the main castles around the throne. And I think maybe, just maybe, might get to something. We are at 49. And this is at 55. And even though you look at the throne and you say, yeah, but 177 is way further with the throne taking than 153. That's because 177 concentrated all their attacks on hitting the throne and hitting the trebuchets of 153, where 153 focused everything on preparing for the big assault, if you know what I mean. I mean, they wiped everything out. And also the main castles here are already healed. This guy's almost gone. This guy's almost gone. And once your main castles are gone and these positions are getting emptied and everybody from 153 attack team is gonna get in here, this number is definitely gonna stop advancing like that. But the question is, can they hold it afterwards? Because that's when the tricky part happens in pretty much every throne battle. Everybody gets to 60% ish, at least till the first farms disappeared, and then yeah, the fun starts. I must say it's actually really relaxing to see other people having throne battles when I don't have to do it. Even with 76 and 78. Even though it wasn't my throne battle, the fact that I was participating was still quite a lot of stress. Where now just chatting about it and looking at it is relaxing, just to see other people destroying each other. No. The game is gonna appear soon. It's because for God knows what reason BlueStacks just shuts down. And the winner is... Psh. This might get interesting, actually. I'm very curious to see if 153 is also gonna cap. I don't have the word. Capitulate. Use their advantage. Jesus Christ, my English. It's 4 o'clock. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning, so yeah, my English, even that, is dying at the moment. There we go. Back online. So my eyes are actually more on 177 right now. Empire of Immortals. It's already starting to lag. Okay, the farms have disappeared and now we have still IMS. We got the first main castles. And just look at how many bloody attacks one guy gets. But you have to give it the 177. They did occupy most of the spots. That guy disappeared. IMS. So we have one guy. We have the king here. This guy's also IMS. So quite a lot of players managed to get in those gaps. Jesus Christ, the game is... And by the way, because I was gonna do a video about this, but just as a thought, it was obvious that Rise of Empires never thought of the consequences of adding so many visuals on one single castle. And then when you have a battle between spenders, which means everybody has the same type of visuals, you get this type of game. Let's play Rise of Empires. How can you fucking play like this? I can barely move and I'm not even playing. This guy's getting hit. But they're not taking the trebuchets. And they're not taking the throne. Let me check the other sides if they... Anybody? Really? Nobody's. There's two spots here. What's the point of dealing with the farms if nobody's taking the free spaces here? Oh, they took the first trebuchet. Nice. They're attacking the second trebuchet. Still IMS. And they took the third one. And they took the throne. And this is the simplest strategy in throne battles, which players just don't want to understand. Empty the spots, get in, and then you have a much better position to do it. And even though they were at 60%, now they're like 62. From this point on, they lost their trebuchets, they even lost their throne, but even if they wouldn't have lost their throne because they don't have trebuchets, they cannot advance. So yeah, congrats 153. Now it's all a matter of endurance. Let me check fast what's happening in 153. My game keeps exiting. It cannot handle this amount of stuff. Don't worry, we're gonna be back online. By the way, is my audio and camera in sync with what you see in the game also on the screen? Or am I talking about something and then you see it 2 minutes later also in the game? Like it was in our first. Come on. There we go. Back online. Right, I was gonna check in 153. So they still have the throne. OMG, Jesus. This is exhausting. When you change the screen is black, like now. I'm not changing the screen, the game literally exits. It cannot handle all the bloody things happening in the game. It's so laggy, and the moment I go to 153, everything crashes. There's just too many visuals on those damn castles. Lord, give me a sign. Okay, I'm gonna go to 177 this time. Hopefully. It's not gonna crash again. You mean the trebuchets? Or just the area in general? I really need to make a video about this, about how stupid Rise of Empires was when they implemented so many high graphic visuals that you can put on one single castle, and what happens when you put hundreds of castles in the same spot. I don't even want to know how it's going to be when we have Eden. But why? It's so laggy, Jesus Christ. Is it the same lag also in the game? Or is it just because I'm using BlueStacks? I'm literally afraid to move right now. Empire of Immortals. 66. Right. How's it looking? IMS. IMS. I must say, as much as 153 started with a good strategy of wiping all those farms, creating space to better position to attack the 177 throne, they didn't really capitalize on it. Like, they didn't have enough castle. Like, the moment somebody goes in, they just disappear. Like, look how many 177 castles are attacking one single 153. And it's not like they don't have space to port in other places. They do, they just don't use that opportunity. Unless 177 literally called out all their castles back. IMS. There's so many opportunities to get closer, to do more. But I really don't see that many 153 castles doing it. So we are at 68 for Immortals in 177. And in 153 we are at 60. So it's, they catched up some ground, but nothing too extreme. Rex on view. We got a 177 castle here. Did it take one trebuchet? Our view. They have a castle here, but they didn't take it yet. But let's just take a second and look at how how still alive 153 is when it comes to their defense. Yes, they have a few farms wiped out and so on, but generally everything else is still there. Like, I don't understand what What's up with 177 though? It's when we last faced 177, it was pretty much the same story when it comes to the kill events. They're just bloodthirsty, but they didn't have any strategy or idea of what to do and how to do. But I still think that in the end it's not gonna be a throne for anybody there. 153 started really good, but I don't see them really using that advantage. I don't know. Because again, everything is like a step, and each step has to continue with another step. If not, it doesn't matter how much you advanced, because you're still gonna be stuck there if you don't use those advantages. But I don't know how the state is. I don't know how many castles they had available, how their strategy is going. No, don't crash again. It's just ah. 71% in 177 and 63 in 153. I really need to talk to um, Pontel about this. It's really pissing me off. I really, there's nothing worse to piss me off than something that I cannot understand, because there's no reason why this damn game has to be crushing right now. Well, it's surprising that you say that, Pablo, because by the looks of it, I would say the exact opposite. Because if 153 would have more castles, more active castles than 177, then why the hell is 177 occupying all the empty spots around the throne instead of 153? They cleared all those farms, they made everything right, and when the spots emptied, it was just 177 porting in there. Made no sense. Let me try to change performance balanced. I just change a bit the settings in BlueStacks to maybe lower performance, balance a bit the performance so it doesn't crash a million times. Hopefully. I know 177 has strong castles, but also 153, and I don't know. I feel like literally the execution would do much more right now. If 153 would execute much better, they would have the advantage. But they aren't really doing it. Okay, before we crush, let me check fast how our kill event is going. Well, we are leading by a small margin. We are. Right, 177. Don't crush. Don't. There must be an option in the game where you could disable the bloody setting, like it doesn't destroy your graphic card with all this shiny stupid stuff. I mean, right now 153 is slowly getting a better position, but not really achieving anything with it. They need way more castles than just one or two porting in. Pablo, do you know who wanted this throne battle? Was it 177 that asked for the throne battle? I'm just curious. Because personally, I think it was 177, but it would be nice to get a confirmation. And I'm saying that because, again, I faced both 153 and 177, and 153 is just an overall really good state, where 177 was very aggressive, if that's the word for it, where they really wanted to prove that they are the best and blah blah blah. What is up with this? I literally just, how the fuck do they have old history? Because I only know about 153 and 177 since I think a few months, and they only became big like, when did they have their big migrations that they actually became states? Because till then they were nothing. In that last migration, not this one, the one before that, I think it was for both of them, where they got their big migration and all of a sudden 153 and 177 became super states and everybody was talking about them. Oh, they're so big, they're so strong. And then that's it. Nothing else happened. talking about the alliances, I know I'm trying to fix it. It keeps crashing on me. I don't know why. I kind of blame it on all the graphics in the game right now, but every time I go to 177 or 153, everything freezes and then the game crashes. Wait. Barely. There we go. I mean, me personally, to be fair, I'm not really a fan of politics and other states. Don't really care against who I'm at or what they do. But I personally, until they had that big migration, I never heard of 153, 177 or any of their alliances. %, 18 minutes. And in 153, we are at 72%, 27 minutes. But neither states actually did any occupation, like anything that would say they're going to take the other guy's throne. And every time somebody tries, this happens, they get wiped out. The bigger question is, what would happen if IMS and RVU is gonna be on the same side in Eden, and Eden starts in how many days? 2, 3? Because this is the part I don't understand with all the beef between states or between alliances from other states. Like, right now we are all playing faction Eden. You cannot choose with who you're gonna be on your side, and if you really want to be a winner, you need to understand that you need to work together with those guys on your side. So yeah, it was the same with the coalition, which I consider complete bullshit. Whoever made the coalition or whoever bothered to care about that coalition. Yes, I know the game went black again. But anyway, by the looks of it, it doesn't seem that any of the sides are gonna take the throne of anybody else. They're just wasting troops, speed ups, and gems for no reason. RVU, 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 and RVU. So this is going as planned, 75%. And this is going as planned, 84%. The trebuchets are COH, IMS, IMS, and IMS. I really don't see this going anywhere else. Oh, speaking of 20 million attacks on the throne, what do you guys think? Is this throne battle actually gonna go anywhere else than what it is now, which is just a transfer of thrones? Because I don't see it. At least with 76, 78 throne battle, it was a bit more obvious that one side wanted it more than the other. Oh, wait, speaking of, 14 minutes. Like, I don't know, there has to be a big difference between states to actually take somebody's throne, and that difference can either be strategy wise, number of active castles, or pure strength. And between these two states, it doesn't look like there's any of those three there. They're trying, but it's just not getting them nothing. They are putting a lot of pressure on the throne, but it's already at 87%, so unless they magically, I don't know, do something now, I don't see this happening. 12%, 12 minutes. And nobody seems to be kicking Via out. And in 153, same story, they're all attacking, nothing else is happening. Yeah, this throne battle was as expected from the beginning. A bloodbath that everybody's just going wild, but not really. The 119 Invictus Alliance has controlled the throne for 0 minutes and is about to fully occupy it. Yay, we took our throne. I don't know. To discuss the strategies, 153 was much better than 177 because they started as they should. They wiped out all the farms around 177's defense, which was perfect. 177 directly went for attacks on the castles, and that's literally a waste of time because you have to use all your speed ups. It takes a lot of time, even with dragons and everything. But after all those farms in 177 defense disappeared and you had all that space, 153 didn't go for it. They didn't use that space and advantage to actually do something. So as much as you want to praise 153 for doing that at the beginning, it meant absolutely nothing in the end. Because the same way the farms in the mud mean absolutely nothing if you don't reoccupy the space after they get wiped out. It means nothing if you wipe them out and you don't actually use that space for yourself. %, 177 should be closer. And nobody's really contesting 90%. I'm actually curious to see what's gonna happen next, because it looks like 177 is gonna get their throne first, and then all the castles from 177 are gonna go to 153. The question is, can 153 handle that? Because that can also be a turnout. If 177 is really dedicated to take their throne, they still have a chance for it. But let's see what happens. It depends how close the thrones are gonna be. because still you have 10 minutes till this one is taken, and in 153 20 minutes, so they are falling behind on that matter. But the good side on 153 right now is that they don't have many empty spaces. So even if 177 does take the throne and they start coming to 153, they won't have a lot of good spaces to control. But I see they already started sending a lot of castles here. Still not doing much, but I really don't understand how, when I see so many castles next to a trebuchet and nobody's taking it, or at least contest the throne or something. Makes sense. I was when the throne battle with 76, 78 went on. My castle, the one that I was giving to play on, wasn't really a mega castle, and still I was able with that castle to take trebuchets against 76. And these guys cannot take them. It like, what legions are you using, Jesus Christ? This is the point where I would definitely prioritize glass cannon legions. It's not about winning the battle, it's about destroying the legion that's currently defending an objective, to make sure that the second attack is definitely gonna get it, whether it's the throne, whether it's the trebuchets. But like that you actually get to something, because if you use the typical lawman hellfire avalanche, you're gonna save more troops, maybe win the battle, but if you don't win the battle, you're also not dealing that much damage to the defending legion. %, 177, 94, 6 minutes left. So I think by the time 177 is gonna finish with their throne, 153 is gonna be at around 90%. So they still need to fight for the last 10%. But even if 177 is gonna put pressure on them, I think 153 still has what it takes to defend it. At least that's my opinion. This guy's taking a lot of heat. IMS. IMS. I don't know. For example, when it comes to 119, we always had the same thing. We had a very good alliance defending the throne, like taking our throne, and very good castles making sure that those that are attacking are gonna regret it. We also had a very powerful dragon team, and we still had enough castles to have a very strong attack team. Here it just looks like both sides have a very strong defense, but neither side has a good enough attack. And I think this is the issue here. They have their top alliances. $41 million, 41G, sorry. And then where's the other one from 153? This is the one attacking 32G. Like, you're not gonna do shit against that. And in 153 was attacking. It was that F1 whatever alliance. Where the hell is it? Come on, where's 177? There we go. These guys. 35G against the main alliance, which has 32Gs. Jesus Christ, and you're still losing? Okay, so 177 apparently has the better alliances here. That just makes it even more sad that they didn't manage to do this. Nine minutes, almost at 90%, and still in control of every single trebuchet. Yep. Any 177 almost finished. This is where the fun is going to start. I'm very curious to see, after 177 actually takes their throne, what's going to happen in 153. I still don't think it's gonna happen much, but curious to see. Is anybody familiar in the chat? Is anybody familiar with the main alliances from 177, 153? To actually say if they're good, if they're bad. I don't really remember if I ever had them in Eden. I think Immortals had them one time, but I might be mistaken. But 177 definitely needs some lessons in strategy. This, besides the fact that they have heart and they love fighting, you have to give them that part. They could have done much more. %, 1 minute. %? I presume it's taken. It would be fun to happen the same thing as 76, 78 right now. I'm gonna laugh my ass out. I think that would be the last straw in this game where everybody just quits and tries to sell their accounts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. So 177 cleared it. Now let's see what's gonna happen here. We are at 92%. They still have 1, 2, 3. So they have all their trebuchets and they have the throne. So for now it's looking good, but right now it should get very interesting because 177 is sending all their castles to 153, but I think it's too late. I think a very important thing is for the states to actually have the will to fight till the last breath. Like right now, even if 153 is at 93%, you can still take that throne. You can still take all the trebuchets, but most of the players just give up. And this is the difference between states with potential and actual powerful states. Like old 63, for example, that was a state that would fight you till the last breath. And that's one thing why I always respected 63, even though I disagreed to their ways they were doing things. I always respected the way they were fighting. They took one trebuchet. Took the second. %95. This one is still Empire. RVU. IMS. Fizz. But right now, if the trebuchets are just gonna slow down the throne taking, they need the throne before anything else. So right now it should be millions of attacks right here, because you're still advancing even without trebuchets. But hey Raj, thanks for joining. I was actually planning to do a recording of my kill event tonight. I was already in bed in my pajamas, getting ready for the kill event, when Pablo, because it's his fault, told me about this throne battle, how I need to do a live stream on it. Sadly, it didn't really turn up to be anything big. I feel like neither side really committed to taking the other side's throne. It was more a matter of a bigger battle than a normal kill event. %96%. I'm surprised they still have camouflage. It's been a while now. Yeah, it's been 1 hour and they still have camouflage on their legions. %97. It's 5:30 in the morning right now. This is why I'm talking so low, because I have people sleeping around me. But yeah, this battle doesn't look like... You had players from 153 that went to out to 127. 127 is looking pretty strong right now. What I'm more curious is to see 37. I think that's the new biggest super mega ultra state, if I'm not mistaken. But again, the same as we see in this throne battle, population, strong castle does not make you the best state in the game. It just means you have a high population with very strong castles. You have the potential, but a state is not just every individual. It's how all those individuals work together. And oh, they took the throne with 2% to spare. But don't think it's gonna lead to anything though. They didn't have any occupation. Pretty much, this is my exact opinion right now, Floki. I just feel like there was absolutely no bloody point for this throne battle. Because all they did right now is destroy their troops for the Eden that starts in 3 days. Like, I have nothing against throne battles. I feel like it makes the game way more interesting. This is what the game should be about, fighting. And my opinion is that Eden, as much as it's way more strategy involved and all that, it's not really fighting like a throne battle, for example. What are the top 3 best states in the game currently, as per you, brother? At the moment, personally, I like to categorize 76, 78, and 119 as the strongest states overall. And strongest meaning they're very good in COP, they have very good alliances for Eden, and just generally as a state. 37 had that gigantic migration, good for them, congratulations. But until they prove themselves, you cannot say that that state is part of the, or how others said this is the best or biggest, strongest state in the game. Well, to be fair, rank 1 in group, if we're talking about COP, it doesn't really take that much to be rank 1. I mean, even look at 119, for example. We've been winning COP for so many weeks. We've lost against, I think it was 127 1 week. And that's because people are just sick of pushing with their farms. But if we really wanted to continue pushing, we could have. I feel like uh, I personally am not impressed about new migration states like 37 is, for example. And they also took the throne. Congratulations. It was a useless throne battle, guys. Enjoy the troops lost. For example, 37, which had a gigantic migration and really build up until they proved themselves that their state, so all those players that migrated, actually work together. In my opinion, they're nothing. They're just another state. It's pretty. I look at it the same like rapping. You have Jonas Luca, one of my newer rappers from my favorites. But as good as the guy is, and as much as I do love his songs, you cannot compare him to an OG like fucking Dr. Dre, because the guy already has the history behind it to say that he did that. And as much as a state has the potential to be the best, they still have to prove it. So yeah, 37 looks like a really strong state, but let's give them a few Eden seasons, let's give them a few throne battles, and then talk about how strong they are. For example, 76 had the big migration where most of 63 went to 76. But until that throne battle with 78, I was really not convinced about it. And even after the 76, 78, I kind of blame 78 for not fighting harder. Not necessarily that 76 was better than 78. But I guess that's also part of what makes a state strong. Because it doesn't matter how big the potential is, it matters how you perform to maintain that status as the best. The juice isn't worth the squeeze when it comes to capturing enemy throne. It's purely for fun and blow money. I mean, I'm a free-to-play player. I don't spend any money in the game. So when I do this type of throne battles, you can see it also when we were fighting 63 or we were fighting 76. I don't care about my gems, I don't care about my speed ups, and I definitely don't care about my troops. I just want to have fun and enjoy. But if I'm spending money in this fucking game, then I definitely would feel like shit to do this throne battle and waste my money for it to achieve absolutely nothing. Then I might as well just do a normal kill event. At least that's my opinion as a free-to-play player. For example, the battle with 76, 78, at least that was a battle. That was a proper fight till the end on both sides. But this one was just not even a back and forth. It was just like everybody was trying, nobody was achieving nothing. I'm really disappointed in 153 because they had the chance to get an advantage, but they really didn't do much with it. And I think, I don't know, but I think the problem was with the attack team, that they didn't have enough oomph to actually do something. But back to the super states. Again, I like to look at performance, because the potential of a lot of castles means absolutely nothing if you don't have the stability in your state. And I feel like throne battles are the best way to categorize a strong state. Not because I'm biased and I like throne battles more than anything else, but because it really shows the unity where we're not discussing about one particular alliance, but we're discussing about the state as a whole, all alliances, all the players in it, how they work together to achieve something. Because you have states like, I think state number 2, from where is Boss Alliance? Because Boss Alliance has a pretty long record of being the best when it comes to Eden. They have a lot of Eden ones. Then again, they are one of the oldest alliances in the game, so it's kind of easy to get that status. But still, right now, Boss has, I think, the biggest power from all alliances, but they're not really doing much with it because they don't have the same player base. They don't work as well as before in Eden, and there's other newer alliances that formed and contest them. Especially with the Wonders coming out, it's such a different type of game right now. And I think the old school players from Boss are not really adapting well to it, because it's a spender's game. And in Eden, right now, with all the wonders, the bigger spender wins. Sure, you still need strategy and all that stuff, but let's face it, it's just about the money. Whoever spends more gets more. We are getting the Prince of Persia guy and Aladdin's wife. Where is he? This guy, Arslan and Farah. Arslan, maybe I'm just being biased and I hate footman heroes, but looking at his skills, I have to see him in action. But I'm definitely excited about Farah though, because I kept talking about glass cannon legions and how effective they are for the fact that they don't just win you the battle, but they destroy the enemy's troops. And with this one, you can do the same thing, but with cavalry. And considering majority of players are focused only on cavalry, this is definitely a big up. More importantly, it makes Bisqueen combo, which is not gonna call Bisqueen because you don't have Bisqueen anymore because you use this one, but it's gonna bring it back to life. And I think Farah together with Rhodes and Ranger is definitely gonna kick some ass. I mean, the skills are really, yes. The only problem is it's still a typical basic attack damage. So my personal opinion, once Farah comes out and you're gonna have that Farah Road Ranger Legion, players should definitely start using Brave and Ragnar way more than before. Because right now, in our states, nobody's using Brave and Ragnar anymore. They just use Lawman, Hellfire, Avalanche everywhere. But considering this legion is definitely gonna kick some ass if you don't have anything to counter it, like a disarm from Brave or a damage reduction in the early stages from Ragnar, I actually think this is gonna pretty much beat all the other top legions. But let's wait and see. Let's see it in action, because I was really excited when Ranger came out, but then I realized that it was still kind of missing a few things to really pop out. But Farah really looks painful, man. Plus 80% in the first 3 rounds, like that. That's a lot of damage. Regardless of their dodging state. With the dodging state, I'm not really impressed because you don't have that many. In the first 3 rounds, 80% chance for all ally squads to launch a mass attack, dealing an addition. So this is also an important factor to take in consideration. I'm talking about it in the next video that I'm going to be posting tomorrow or after tomorrow. Because everybody got fixed up that because this is a skill here, like here, that doesn't mean it deals skill damage. When you have so here, when it says after normal attack, 100% chance to deal 300% damage. When it says to deal damage, that is a skill damage. But here you have 80% chance for all ally squads to launch a mass attack. So the moment it says an attack and not deal damage, it's an attack. It's a basic attack, which means all the might is gonna influence the damage from this skill. And the same is also by Immortal. Immortal second skill also is an attack, is not skill damage. Because there was debates on my last video that I posted regarding the fact that I said that might applies only to basic attacks and tactical might to skill damage, and they were saying no, I did test and might increase the damage from Immortal. Second skill of Immortal is a basic attack damage, even though it's a skill, but the damage dealt is as a basic attack. So yes, might does increase that damage. The fifth skill is a skill damage. There's a hero analysis that gives all friendly squads immunity to CC in the first 3 rounds. Will work well with Pharah and Rainforest. Would work well with a lot. Even if we're talking about the archers. Do you also know which type of troops is that hero? Because that's literally the missing piece when it comes to glass cannons. If you have anything like that to make them immune to CC in the first 3 rounds, then I really don't see the point of using anything else but glass cannons and that hero. But then again, you also have heroes that have damage reduction in the early stages, like Ragnar, for example. And that is not a debuff or CC, but it's just damage reduction. So it will still counter all the burst legions out there. But definitely when that hero comes out in Rise of Empires, yep, that sounds good. The only problem is, where do you put it? Because for example, Pharah is an amazing hero to have. Ranger is an amazing hero to have. But Rose is irreplaceable, because Rose is the reason why your burst legions are attacking first. Because the entire point of a burst legions is you need to deal the damage before the enemy deals it back to you. And once you dealt the damage, even if the enemy attacks you back, they don't have enough troops to deal any significant damage to you. And Rose makes that possible with her skills. So the question is, even if you get, for example, that hero that you said in LSS with the immunity to CC, who do you take out? Because Pharah is looking amazing, but she's still a support hero, so you still need a damage dealer. So you still need somebody like Ranger, which is amazing, but you also need Rose, because if you take a Rose out of the equation, then you're missing out on the entire point of actually dealing all your damage in those first 3 rounds, which is a very important point. But trying to think what else. No, like cavalry hero, even better. Then it's definitely looking good. The good part is you can still use it with something like even if you don't have DMs and you cannot use mixed legions, you can still have that hero to use it in a normal Bisqueen combo, obviously replacing Bisqueen. So you would have that hero, Rose, and Immortal. So I still think it's a great addition to the game, but it's a bit late because there's so many options right now and there's little room to sacrifice. As amazing as it sounds, that hero, it's also a matter of, but what do you take out to put that hero in? What about the damage the hero does? Does it have any buffs? I really want to know about that hero. It does sound like at, at least interesting. But what I'm curious is actually why the heroes are still focusing on cavalry, like the newly released ones, I mean. Because they introduced a new technology right now with the, not the newest, which again, big surprise. I'm talking about the Riders Legion or whatever the hell it's called again. Wait, this one. Because now with this tech you have this, which makes archers again viable for fighting and not just for whenever you need them, but actually be usable during kill events or during Eden and so on. So I would be more excited about some new archer heroes than new cavalry heroes, because cavalry has so many heroes. I'm talking about the good ones, because there's also a lot of archer heroes, but not much to combine. I feel like you have Spectral, which there's no replacement for him. You have Sakura, which again, there's no replacement for her, and then whatever else in the middle. Warden works good, but you're better off using Mixed Legion and just throwing Rose in there. So it would be nice to add a bit more archer heroes, or find a way to make footman heroes usable. Because yeah, they increase the speed also for footmen, but footman legions, I don't know, maybe players don't experiment enough with footman legions to figure out a combination that would destroy the typical cavalry and archers. Do you think HP buffs from new Lofty Legion tech will balance archers and footmen? I had a really fast look on the new tech. I've seen the big stuff coming out. Archer, Might, and HP. By the looks of it, do you have 3 million medals, Pablo? Because I don't. The account I'm playing on, like when I got it was in, I don't remember, I think Eden 2. I started playing on this account and it still had normal heroes. I had almost no season hero on it. That's how underdeveloped it was. It was from a guy that stopped playing since season 2. So I was really like, if you look at my tech, I'm still working on Mastered City Defense and Defense Legion. So I don't have any war badges saved for this one. But yeah, on one side, we all have to applaud Rise Vampires. Let's give some positive feedback, right? They made a technology that does not require you to pay money to do it. That's something, right? The fact that they are releasing a new skin every single week, that's another thing. The fact that they added a million things that you can add to your castle right now, from wings. I'm pretty sure next is gonna be butterflies and then some rose petals falling down on you. Oh, like those things are just nasty. I thought Lofty Tech was nasty, but these things are just First of all, it's hard to get them, and second of all, ooh, what's this? Oh, yeah, that. But back to your question. With the HP buffs, I think it's also gonna turn cavalry. Because if you look, archers and footmen are getting all the HP, and cavalry is getting the might, which is probably gonna make it more worthwhile having burst high damage legions for cavalry instead of the typical that are used now, like lawmen or hellfire. And I think everybody's gonna slowly concentrate more on glass cannon cavalry legions because of that. The thing I'm waiting on right now is that they release a fucking skin for free to play players. Like something like missions or something, do that much this, do that much that. The same like they do all this bullshit here. Like this one, for example. And then at the end, if you complete all the levels, you get a free skin. Even if it's a shit skin, even if it's already in the game. But the concept of a free-to-play player also having access to a skin with no stats would literally be a something positive for the free-to-play player community. Like, I don't understand why they don't do it. They already have the spenders spending money on all the extra stats from the release skins. Give something boring, but give something to the fucking free-to-play player community. I mean, the amount of events that they released lately is like outstanding. This one is nice. In all fairness, it's not nothing to do with spending. It's just nice for everybody. We don't talk about this. We don't talk about this. Ooh, tokens. This one, typical spender, because these rewards for free to play are nothing, like nothing. And even these ones for spenders are, this is literally just scrapping for more money. Hero Rally, I kind of like them, but it's expiring today, which means Monday when the new heroes come out and everybody's gonna spend their scrolls, it's gonna be useless. By the way, Pablo, do you have any knowledge about Isabella, the newly released hero? I've seen that Akerles has her, but that's it. Nobody else actually bothered getting her. I'm very curious about Miss Dragon here. Because lately they released a lot of useless stuff. Like, for example, it's not here anymore. The fact that you can buy troops with money directly. And they have here an icon of the tier 10 troops, but actually the pack is for tier 9 troops, which is just a cheap way of scamming players to spend money for something that, yeah. When you say teenagers, you mean newer states? Yeah, newer states are having a bit of a better life than us. I don't know, I'm actually struggling to do this Riders Legion. I want to finish this and then go into this one. These are my priorities. but very good amount for spenders. I don't spend. The reason why I don't spend is because I don't think this game is worth the spending. The 7 years that I played League of Legends, that's a game I spent money in. Isabella, I think it was also just a money waste. Like, the way they did it, the fact that it wasn't even a banner that with a chance of getting Isabella, it was just normal super scrolls. What is SP hero though? Bestows a shield to your squad that stays sober due to the skill Queens of Storm, and damage squads take minus 50%. What? When heroes leading any units. When being on fire for the first time, the hero will recover a large amount of troop power for your front row squad. Recovery rate 1%. It was. I've talked to some players in my alliance saying that they were spending scroll after scroll after scroll and they didn't get nothing except normal heroes. Nice, congrats. I'm not doing actually very well with the development heroes. I have Sir Roglin, but that's it. This is pretty much where I'm at. This is helpful, but it's not really that big. Also not helpful. This is what everybody wants. Plague Doctor also. Medical capacity. Cost really never affected me. This one is gonna be nice, and I think I'm close to it. Yeah, almost there. I'm looking for this guy though. I have 10 fragments in my bag, so that would make it 85. Means if I get I need 1000 coins so I can buy a 20, and then I will have my last skill of Warhammer. Yay, life of a free-to-play player. Yeah, the like Rise of Empires is not just adding a lot of things for spenders, but they're also making it worse for the free-to-play players. It's like they're punishing people for not spending money in their game. That's sad. I mean, development heroes are pretty useful, but I believe that once you get to around 200, 300 million power, if you're being smart on how you use your troops, you shouldn't be worried about your troop power and how fast and how many troops you are making every season. Me personally, with 240 million power, I am more than happy, even though I don't have a strong castle to win all the battles, so obviously I'm gonna lose more troops than a big spender. But I don't know, I always survived till the end of the season every time. So development heroes never really made a big impact for me to say I need a development hero so I can train more troops. I feel like troop power is a bit overrated in this game because you don't need. I mean, you can always waste troops as much as you like. You can have a million 1G power and consume it all in one season. You can if you want to, but that's also you being wasteful with your troops. But for example, Pablo is a big fan of Boss Alliance for Eden because of their gigantic power, and everybody's running the same train of, oh, look at Boss, how much power they have, they're gonna be beast in Eden. Power is only gonna give you that much advantage in Eden. Let's face it. It helps, but it doesn't change nothing. Unless we're discussing an underpowered alliance where castles are only at 100 million, then yeah, but once you get to 200 something, 300, I think, yeah, you're bloody good for that. Unless you are the only alliance fighting in that Eden, you shouldn't be needing more than that. And unless you are pushing poison tiles with every single troop you have. How much troop power do you have, Floki? And exactly how was your season? I don't know, for example, last season was also a bit more quiet for us, but last season I started Eden with 140 or 150 million power, and now I'm starting Eden with 250 million power. I think we didn't have as many big kill events as we used to have. We used to have some really big kill events before with 119, but lately not much happened, to be fair. This is how my troops look like. As you can see, I'm a main cavalry guy, as all my troops are in cavalry. I have 6 million footmen, which I never run out of because I only use them for objectives, so man. And now lately I've been working on increasing my archers because I'm using that mixed legions, the Sakura Rose Spectral one. I would definitely want to use the new hero together with Rose and Ranger, but I'm a free-to-play player, and this is how prepared I am for the new hero. Yay! 140 million currently. My guild was fighting almost non-stop, but my Eden before that lacked action. 140 million is not enough. I know that for a fact because I had 100-ish million for the last 2 or 3 seasons, and every single time I ran out and I was struggling at the end like a dog to get more troops. Let's see right now how I'm gonna be doing with 250. It also depends how wasteful you are. It also depends how active the season is, and so on. So there's always a lot of things. I also have 400,000 gems, but I want to keep them for my DM. I should probably be doing kill event also on my main. I hope we're winning actually, because whoever wins this kill event right now is gonna take the week. 330 really put up a fight. They took the first three, they took the training also barely. It was a close battle. But we are taking the duels, as you can see. So whoever takes the kill event gets the win of the week. Kind of looks like us, but it can always change. Like just right now, did you get it? What do you mean server went down, Jane? Oh, yeah, sorry. It keeps doing this, and I don't understand why. I will have to try and use a different live stream platform. Maybe it's gonna be better, I don't know, but right now, every single time I'm doing a live stream, there's something happening. Right now, this is what I'm working on. But guys, it's 6:20 in the morning. Thanks to everybody that joined the live stream. Sorry that the battle wasn't as interesting as it could be. It wasn't really that interesting, to be fair. Thanks again for joining. Hope to see you guys in the next live stream. And I personally, I'm going to sleep. Peace out. Pablo, I know for you it's not so late, but for me it is. It's 6 o'clock in the morning.